Okay, folks, and here I am in Diablo 3. I've been doing some upgrades and I've been running around the
My
internet trying to
stomach feels
speak a
strange.
little
Did you
bit
forget
of
to eat?
truth, as they say, to people
Well
and spreading some
fought,
facts
never
and getting
known.
a ton of really silly people who know nothing about what they're talking about trying to say shit. I've spent half the day getting called every name in the book and then, just kind of going, yeah, sure. you know, these are the same, and just to give you a little heads up, these are the same kinds of people who, when SJW types act like that, they get all upset and rage and whatever else, and they complain about censorship, and then they're okay with censoring what you view or having a different opinion or you know and I just it just shakes my head, right? This is why I just kind of went away from things for a day and just whatever, and then I encountered this, and yeah, and I don't know what is wrong with the YouTube algorithm. It keeps sending me to these retarded people's websites that are hypocrites. Okay, I mean, one guy, he goes on for months and months and months and months about epic exclusivities, and then what's he do? He goes out and buys Borderlands 3, which was an Epic Games exclusive. He bought it. He didn't get it gifted to him. He bought it, and then other people actually gifted it to him too. So he's got extra copies so that he could give that to like patrons and stuff, where he can actually make money off of that, right? And then he's doing live streams and thereby making YouTube money from it. Now, do you see the hypocrisy there? If I'm going to take a stand about a topic, okay, regarding gaming, I'm going to stand to it, okay? I'm not going to stand there and and I got to start calling these game channels out because I took one of them off of my originally I had them on my featured channels page, right? I took them off because I don't like that hypocritical kind of unethical behavior. It is. It's at minimum confusing to a consumer. At best, it's clickbait. It is. I am seeing more and more of this, and I started seeing it even from guys like Tim Pool, who would go on and on and on and on and talk about a subject. And what they're doing is they're not trying to engage you to learn you about a topic. They're just trying to talk long enough that you're sitting there that they get to make some money from YouTube advertisers. And this is directly, I believe now, why one of the reasons why YouTube has been deplatforming some of these people. I'm not saying all of them, okay? Because some of the content's a little risque, um, you know. But if people are comedians and they're telling jokes, who cares, right? That's my opinion on that. It's and I applaud Activision, okay, for taking a stand, not having politics in my video games. I don't want to see it in the chat room. Can you imagine, okay, if these people are so for someone having the ability to be non-censored like that? Wouldn't it be great to go to their live streams and just start having political arguments and religious arguments about which religion's better, which politics is better, which because it'll never end. Everyone's got a different opinion. It's going to start arguments and people are going to swear and yell, and it just causes all kinds of grief. That's why video games exist. I want to get out of my world. All right? Jesus. I'm sorry, I'm still a little worked up over that. I mean, I know I shouldn't get so worked up, but it bothers me because some of you out there might be running into this and wondering what the hell's going on, right? Well, you know, I've been called. Let's just say that because you don't see my face, right? And you don't, and those people aren't hearing me, right? And they're not having me say that I'm a white Irish guy, okay? They're assuming I'm a communist Chinese, okay? By saying these things, right? Like, you got to remember, the person who originally got all this stuff started, had been charged with killing his pregnant wife. And I'm pretty sure he's been found guilty, and that's why they wanted to extradite him. In order to be extradited, they have to prove you're actually guilty of something. Okay? That's why the whole case with that Kim.com went down, and they had to prove that he had done something wrong first. You can't just send innocent people around extraditedly. Okay? It doesn't work like that. Not usually. Americans seem to get away with it, but anyhow. And the other point to make here is, in every single one of these persons who's been coming back at me, you go and check them out on YouTube, let's say, and they have no subs. They've joined like a month ago, and or they're a musician. They're into music. What's that tell you? If you don't know what I'm talking about, then okay, I'm not going to go there. Okay? Because there are some good people that are musicians and such, but there are those, shall we say, lawyery types. And they like to hang with people who are mean and nasty and just jerks. Okay? It's toxic, right? Who wants a toxic community, man? I'm here for everybody here. And sometimes when you hear me rant like this, guys, it's me kind of unwinding from the BS I had to put up, like being your union rep or something, kind of almost, you know? Because if I didn't do, you know, because if somebody doesn't stand up to some of these silly things that's going on, okay, like, I'm not saying that I agree with the fact that China doesn't give its people proper civil rights, but at the same point, you go around killing pregnant women, and the reason you have a protest is because you're afraid the guy's going to be in a Chinese prison. Excuse me? He's guilty. He's been found guilty. Okay, well, you know what? I don't give a shit where you throw the piece of crap. Maybe he should have thought about killing his wife, eh? And the unborn child, eh? Yeah. Little afterthought there, eh? Oh my lord. Wow. Just wow. And this is the same, this is like what I was saying with some of the Comicsgate people. They've become, okay, what they were fearing. Okay? Not all of them, but a majority of them started acting exactly like the so-called opposition that they were carrying on about all the time. They're obsessed. They would not exist, some of them, without that. They can't make money without that. They have to have the controversy. It's ridiculous. Anyway, okay, now I got that out of the way, we can get right into the gaming, and I'll explain some of the things I've changed here. Now, I used to have 250 million toughness, but that's a little overkill, trust me, because when I move, here, I'll show you. When I move, it goes up, right? And just keep moving. Now I'm at 429 right now, and that used to be almost 2 billion. Like, I mean, yeah, you don't get hurt, but I wasn't doing any damage either. I've gone from 1.5 million to 2.5 million in damage, and that will go up to almost 4 million when I'm in this mode, which is the whirlwind. Some of the things I've changed, I added this little nice toy, which you'll see as I run around. It's kind of like a lightning bolt that's constantly flying around, and it will do 10 times my damage every second, multiplied out by other factors that I have going on here. I got this as a beautiful drop, a primal piece, which is max stats. Okay, I added 350 Caldesan on it just so that I could get a little boost. I'm working up some gems now to increase that up. And the neat thing about that is when you add the strength, you not only get the damage, but you get a little bit of toughness too, because it's adding like bulk to you, right? That's kind of makes sense thing. What else did I do? Oh yeah, I got this toy here, which is a primal weapon there. I mean, I've got these two things in the last couple of days, and I've been playing hard. So, what else have I changed really? Oh yeah, I just started upping the gem counts. As you can see, this one's at 390 strength. That one's 380, and I'm just slowly working it up. Like the leaderboard's too far ahead. I'm not gonna get there in the top. I might reach the top 1,000 if I just go like a madman for the next, week. I don't know when the new season or this season ends, but it's got to be soon. So, anyway, so we're gonna go at it here. Now the thing is, having lost some of the toughness, I'm a bit more cautious sometimes. I can do a lot of the lower levels quicker, way quicker. Like let's see here. This is a 70. This should be fairly easy too. Yeah, it's a 70. Okay. All right. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You'll see as I spin. See the white lightning there? Every time I hit something, there's a 15% chance that that lightning goes for 3 seconds. And trust me when I say it's doing enough damage that it's crazy. So I want to run into as many things as I can to keep that flowing all the time, right? And as you can see, I'm just walking through things. Excuse me. Oh, it's really dry in this part.
Back to hell, dog.
I might even give World of Warcraft a try. I've never played it. Up to 20 just to see what it's like. I saw somebody I know playing it for the first time the other day. It was interesting. Like I say, the main reason I play Diablo 3 is because when I had a back injury 20 years ago, I got the Diablo 2 pack, and it kept me sane while I was laying in bed, not kind of feeling sorry for myself that I wasn't sure if I'd walk or not. And here I am walking around, so, to each his own. And one last thing about all this stuff. If you're so against China, okay, stop buying anything Chinese. Go for it. Let's see how you work out. Let's see how long you're on the internet. Considering that almost all your monitors require Chinese parts. Those rare earth metals are pretty rare, and it's an extremely dirty process to manufacture. I guess it's about time that the people in the world kind of step back from them for a little while and let them do their own thing and let everyone else figure out a way for themselves, What's going on here? There we go. Whee! This is where OBS won't be able to handle it. It's over here. Oh yeah, here we go. There's no time limit on this one, so I'm not in as much a rush as I am in the greater rifts. These are to get the keys so that you can do greater rifts. You also get more experience when you're doing that too. Usually. You get more money in this one though. So. Okay, we're going over here because this open-ended map here is kind of silly. There we go. Into the next map. There we go. Okay, first thing we do is, there we go. We'll go this way. Go up here. Die. Oh, I seen that guy down there. I'll go get him. Come back around this way. I'll get him when he comes back. There he is. See? Popped up from the ground. Sandman. Where'd the other dude? He's down here somewhere. What do you do? Right up here? Okay, maybe not. Into the hallway. There he is. I knew you were around here. Didn't take no time at all.
I will not be denied.
Nope. I will not be denied. Shield me. And on some good news, I may have a graphics card end of this month. And once I get that going, I'm gonna just start making games for myself, and I don't know. We'll see what happens there. No, I'm not as much worried about you know, making money and you know, being part of this whole let's try and find ways to rip everybody off microtransaction crap. Okay, I'm just not part of that. You know. At the same point in time, I could just as soon make a game that I would like to play and not have to worry about you know, kowtowing to every little whiny little whatever that's out there and his issues about this and that and the other thing, you know? Seriously. Nope. I got better things to do. Where is he? There he is. Slaughter that goblin. Good. Not really worth much, were you? Ooh. These are sometimes good. Open up everything. Not much in the way of cash there, eh? Oh, there's one. 10 grand. Go pick it up. Why isn't my little dude picking things up? Where is he? Hey, wait a minute here. See, he's equipped. He ain't doing his job. Okay, we'll take the possessed little teddy bear. He seems to do a better job. Where is he? There he is. Get out of the way, you little...
Need more time.
Need more time. Check this out. Watch this. I'll almost be dead. Gotta look out for those things that are hitting me. I can't believe I killed him that quick. It's incredible. It's amazing what just a little bit of damage at certain points in your levels and stuff mean to you, right? And it's just like, ever since I did this, I've just been leveling like mad. It's just nice. I might even download Path of Exile tomorrow and try it out again. Considering it's owned by Tencent, I wonder how many people are going to be raging about things. Right? I'm pretty sure they have a policy. You know, these people who keep whining about every little thing are going to eventually find themselves with nothing to play but with themselves. It's funny. Might as well go get your board games.
You cannot
Oh
stand
wait.
before me.
Kill them all. So I can pick this stuff up without getting attacked. This is a really weird way to go. Neat though. Here we go. I don't want to be up there. Come on back over here. I'm right near the end. The Rift Guardian? Oh no! Not the Rift Guardian. Ah! That wouldn't be him, would it? Whoa! I can't get out of this green circle, eh? Come on, you little twerp. Leave me alone. There we go. I killed him. Wasn't even trying. These guys. They need to die. Don't be able to touch them. Jeez, they're everywhere. Ah! Leave me alone. I want to pick my loot up. Wah! Wah! Oops.
I can't carry anymore.
1, 2, 3. That's why I like doing this low. You get 3 keys. Okay. What am I up to for money?
I am returning to town.
Ah, it's not ancient. Here. And what was neat when I got this thing here, I forgot that I had this, and I was saying in the chat, I was saying, yeah, and, you know, I keep getting these primal things, but I use them for other classes or stuff, eh? I don't have anything that I'm using myself, right? And then all of a sudden, like, the very next mission I go and I do something, eh? And get something like that. Ah, cool. And the neat thing about those things is you don't get them, they don't drop often enough that you're like, oh, I got lots of them. As you can see, I don't have that many of them. There is, I think, a way of getting them though, because I notice when I'm on Torment 16 a lot, and I'm doing stuff there, and then I go anywhere else, it seems like it drops. It's weird. It just seems that way, maybe. Let's see here. Oh yeah, repair. Forgot. Always repair your stuff. Dun, 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 dun.
Your skill has grown.
Indeed. Now I got 27 seconds to sit here and blah blah blah. So we have a 56 level gem that we're leveling and a 67. Now, in order to get points put onto that, what you do is you add 14 to it, right? So that'd be 81, and that would give you 100% for 4 or 5. You would go 13 if you want to do 4, and you go 14 if you want 5. Okay, and that just gives you the extra whatever. Now I kind of you can kind of get away with 90 and 80%, and the odd time 70 doesn't seem to work, right? But you know, that's, the odds are less and less each time, right? Then you go back over here. Now we were at 73 right? Let's see, 13, which was... Wait a minute. 14 on that is, wait a minute here. 60, 70. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna push this one here so I can increase this sucker. I want this damage to be 2.5 million by the time I go to bed tonight. So let's see, 14 is 81. Let's try a 76 here. Woo!
Are you ready? Then
Oh yeah, right off the hop. Get it, he's gonna do it twice. Oh, God. I win. Circle around. Just keep doing this till the majority of them are dead. Do a little figure 8. If you do that, you tend to get more of them because of the way the AI patterns out.
I will not be denied.
I'm getting hurt, eh? I'm gonna deal with that. Ready? Uh-oh.
Volcapo guides my hand.
Kill that guy anyway. Yeah, good thing I did. I think there was two bosses there. Oh, power pylon, good. Kill these guys. Power pylon. Nuts. Ooh, 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 ooh. That'll take me to the next level. I'm not even using a keyboard right now. Just all mouse. As you can see, the only 2 buttons I'm using is the right mouse button and the middle one. Right, do this. And I become that little crazy looking wild man. And I start acting like that. Alright, you wanna go, do you? Come on. Better get out of that. Don't get hit by that. Oh, or that.
You cannot stand before me.
Between that, over there. Oh, oh. Come on, work your way out of that. There we go. Quick fight, eh? Now it's on. Gotcha. Where are you? Oh, you went up here, eh? Chicken. That's what they do. They get chicken-like, eh? Alright, gotcha. Gotcha. Whee! I'm gonna go over here for a second. Do that. And go over here and get this guy, because he throws those little things, and the quicker we get rid of him, the better. These big guys, they hurt too. That's me. You're dead. Oh boy. Not quite done this level yet. Oh, Lord. Look at this.
I learned much from that.
I bet you did, girl.
I will not be denied.
Did I hit that or not? No, I didn't. Do I even want to? No, I don't. You're asking yourself, why wouldn't you want the conduit? Look at the lightning I have. More damage. That's why.
You
Far
cannot
more
stand
damage.
before me. Need more time.
Magic radiance from these goals.
I will.
Oh. Yep. Wasn't paying attention there. Didn't get my hand on the keyboard.
I am badly hurt. You wilt against my blow.
Now, we're going to kill this guy for that. You're dead. For all of you.
The Rift Guardian is here.
I wasn't even using my extra power. Good. That's what you get for being lazy.
I'm
Near the end.
overburdened.
No biggie. Come on, click it. Thank you. 90%. Okay, good. Got 3 of them though. It's up to 70. There we go.
I am returning to town.
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start just doing that again. Bring the other gem up. Dun, 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 dun. Get over there. Yeah, and there was some other weirdness too earlier when I was playing the game here. When you want to play with someone else, you invite them to a party, and then they join you, and then you can go and do whatever. And this one guy, it doesn't work. Yeah, he can invite me. So I just kind of went, something's weird here, you need to fix it, but because I only have this problem with you. So I don't know what it is. So I just kind of ignore that in that sense. Nice guy and everything. It's nothing nefarious, I think. It's just something is screwed up on his end where he's got a setting that is weird. Maybe he's had a problem in the past, who knows. There's all kinds of issues with shit like that. The other thing I'll say about this game is that while I like Grim Dawn, it's another type of experience, right? The problem I have now, after having played this game at this speed, and it's the same thing with Warframe, okay? Once you play,
Your skill has grown.
I think it was called Korra or whatever. It was like this giant bird creature that could just like, it's like you have a super jetpack, right? Like the Flash. You would hit this button and go zoom right across the screen at things, and you would hit things and damage them and stuff too. Okay, so you're zipping around with a gun in your hand that is like the best in the game, you know, and you're just. Anyway, so once you hit that, going and playing other games that are slower, it just drives me nuts now, right? So it's kind of like a I don't know. It's just it feels laggy, and it's not. It's not that. It's just it's a different type of engine, different type of game. You know, it's similar but different. The graphics are actually more intense. I think that's part of the other reason. I am gonna have so much fun when I get this new card. So, kind of starving myself a little bit for that. Just, get the quicker I get the card, the quicker I get the fun going. And I see prices have come way down on them. So thank you, graphics card companies, for thinking of us little guys, you know, or less rich people. I think what they're seeing is that, you know, they've put these cards up so high in price for so long that people are just saying, forget it. I'll go buy a older video game or go play older video games, and that's it. I even saw a friend of mine playing 7 Days to Die on his PS4 today. I forgot to tell him about a guy that I used to see. I never used to record videos on YouTube. I used to just watch YouTube for a long time, guys. It's just like it was TV, or there'd be the odd thing that would, you know, I could sometimes I just turn on somebody's channel and I'll watch it, and then I get comfortable and I slowly fall asleep to your stuff. You know, and it's not that you're not engaging or not creative. It's just that some people's voices are really soothing, you know, and you can just it's good to sleep to. It used to be I'd watch those space shows and they would be talking about their physics and science and whatever else, and I just crash. Not that they're not boring, it's just that it just seems like it's something that is soothing and you could sleep to. The other thing about this game is I gotta take breaks now and then because it is really intense on the wrist and the hand. I actually have a when I go really hard, when I went and did the playthrough for this, I ended up with a blister on the where your pinky finger is. Take it right down to where your wrist bends, right on the hand, because I was pushing around, you know, on the hand. So there was a and now it's not a blister. It's just like a big bump. It's hardened up. No more worries about that thing. Okay. So we're going to do that again, and I'm going to be a little more careful. I'm actually going to use the keyboard. And the reason for using the keyboard, you notice when I got stuck there, I wasn't able to move. Well, this unstucks you. Gain immunity to all control for 5 seconds. So you pop that whenever something grabs you, right? And this one here, as you can see, it makes all the enemies reduce their damage within 25 yards by 20%. So you pop that and you pop that, and anything that's trying to hit you while you're slowed, right, won't do much damage to you. Like I do have a 1.13 million here. Okay. And just to show you, this is the old thing here. I lost 10.9% toughness and 10.9% recovery. Right? Alright, and let's see here. This one had 40 more strength. So once I add the 390 or 400 to this one, we're going to see. The difference is that lightning that you see striking around there, okay? Lightning skills do 20% more damage. So every second I'm doing 12 times my damage extra with that, you know, an extra, you know, so it more than makes up. Anyway, let's see, 76, and we'll go up one. And almost out of money. So let's go 78. Test this right out.
Done.
Enemies in the
Holy moly, Miss Molly. That's alive.
Not ready yet.
Get him. I need to go over to this guy.
Shield. Shield recharging.
Maybe will pop my skill. Oh boy. He's just really giving it to me this game, eh?
Not ready yet.
There you go, see? If I didn't do that, I'd be dead right now. Uh-oh.
Health return.
Come on, get out of that. What happened there? Oh, I hit the wrong key. No, here. Okay. My hand's just not quite big enough to reach it. So one of the other things to say about this build is that if you're even somewhat disabled, this would be a build you could have some fun with because of the fact it doesn't use many keys, right? It doesn't require, you know, a ton of, you can get away with not using these other keys, right? You just have to be a little more careful about engaging, right? Certain enemies. Okay, very serious. Alright, time to roll. This way. Come on. Let's go, guys. No mouse button. Get rid of these guys. Come on. There he goes. This around.
Full capo guides my hand.
Hey, it did it to me again. Oh.
Not ready yet. Shield.
Away of that. Let's fight.
Die!
Alright. God, enough of all of you. Oh, look at what's up there. Come on, quick, get around the corner. Come on, kill him. I'm gonna run away, eh? I'm gonna beat him up real good. Oh, see? That's the other thing. Try and pull that kind of move on you, just as they're about to die. Jeez, just the boss after boss, eh? more bosses over there. Jesus. This is the nature of these fellows.
I'll taste your fear. Still recharged.
Anything over there, eh? Oh, not on him. There we go. Whee!
I'll taste your fear.
The level. Oh, maybe not. There we go. A bunch of bosses.
You cannot stand before me.
Now. Trust me, that is not as easy as it looks to do. Get that. No. Now the end of the level. Ah.
Need more time. Your
You little teleporting shit. See, I knew that. I knew there was something going on. That was his power when he's about to die. Nice. Right near the end too. You know why that's good? Because then when the boss appears, I got the wrath power to send out. Why I'm taking my time doing all this. I got plenty of time to get it done. I'm not in any rush. More than get a hell. Get away from the stupid porcupine. Those little things on the ground there. You run over them, they bite you and slow you down.
Your blessed.
Ow.
The Rift Guardian.
Yeah, this is Nelson.
You have triumphed.
I can't pick up anything else.
It's all about the timing. Like most games.
What do you need?
What do you need? I need... I need this to go higher. And higher. More. More. Ah. What rift was that? 78? Let's have a look here.
I am returning to
I'm gonna get a
town.
level here anyway, shortly. Twice as many levels as I got yesterday. And we just clean up the inventory space. Thinking about keeping that. Now, I had an idea with this thing here. Because I use Whirlwind, when you use it as a Kanai's cube power, it's 25% instead of that 21 that you see there. That for the thing is, I only get 25% reduced damage, whereas because I have so much gain on the resource fury, that's this stuff here, I never lose it, right? So I'm always above 90%, and thus, I mean, I'll come down here and explain this. I'll show you what I'm talking about. That's these powers down here. While above 90%, all damage taken is 50% less. So the idea might be to go and put this, where is it here? This melee reduction one back up to 79 or 80, which would give me 50% melee reduction, right? And then you have the 25% here, and it doesn't work like 50 and 25. It's up 75%. It's based on let's say it did 100 damage, right? The 50% and then 25% of that. So it would be like 62 and a half or something. It's a weird way how they do this, and I forget which one it scales off first. I figured something like that out today, where that's why I use this gem now, and I'm doing it would appear tons more damage. The only way to really do it is is to bring this screen up, and while you're doing this stuff, see what you're doing for damage. And I think there's a way of putting it in the chat that you can see things, but I don't know. I'm not one of these kind of guys that goes around min-max and all this stuff all the time. I just wanted to see how far I could push this guy, you know, in an easy mode, right? Like, I'm not trying to overdo myself, really. I had been when I was doing that playthrough the original time, and using the Necromancer is far harder in the build I had, yet that build is actually pretty powerful. The problem with it is you're left clicking almost all the time, and it gets hard on your finger, you know what I mean? Like, just sit there for like half an hour going click, 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 click. Your finger goes all stupid. Then it hurts your knuckles and all that jazz, right? The whole idea to play a game isn't to hurt yourself, right? So I wanted to find a build that I could take it easy with, right? And I see a lot of people using wizards this time around too, and they were and the demon hunter. Oh, I saw this. He's so fast, this one guy. I couldn't keep up to him. Remember how I was running around at that super speed? He's almost like that speed, and I'm trying to keep up to him. It was a two. There was like 3 or 4 of us, and me and him were helping these guys power level, and it was just like a race between the two of us all the time. It was kind of fun. So that's the thing. I get with people that like to have some fun and muck around and do silly stuff. That's why, whatever, you know. Okay. But anyway, I wanted to explain that because, you know, there are different. Oh yeah, I was going to put that set of things in there. I've been putting powers of different artifacts in here lately. You're asking yourself, well, what's that all about? You see all these little things? I can choose one of these and it'll go in here, right? So, you know, you start a new character, you got some extra bonuses to go by. And this is part of the other thing that some of these other games don't let you do is it's rewarding me for having played one character, gives me a little boost to start my next one, right? So I don't have to just all over again. Like, from what I have now, if I was to take all this equipment off this guy, put it on a brand new guy, I could go up to Torment 6 and just go, boom, done. And I'd be level 70, and then, you know, I wouldn't need a power level, would I? Just put the equipment on him and go. And I was doing that for a Crusader. I think I got like, what, 5, 6 classes. 5 of the classes, 4? No, 4, yeah. 4 of the classes done for the season. Which is good, because my regular there was a couple things I didn't know about this game. Okay? Like, one of the things, at the very end here, is a recipe for augmenting. Okay? To augment, right, if you look at the where it says primary here, at the bottom below increases attack speed, it says plus 385 strength. That comes from taking one of these gems that we level up, okay, and as you can see, a weapon requires a minimum rank of 30. So if you get a 56 level gem, it's 56 times 5, right, and that would be, for this one, it would be 200. What's that? 280, right? So that would add 280 strength if you used royal rubies. If you used yellow ones, it puts intelligence. If it's green, it puts dexterity. If it's this color, it puts what is that? Vitality, right? So this character, if I wanted to, instead of going strength on all this stuff, I could have went vitality and been and put all these gems in here for like this one here and this one here, and I'd be, nothing would hurt you in this game, but you wouldn't kill anything. It'd be like a joke. You know. However, you eventually do it, and then you would slowly gather strength, and that might be one thing I might do, because if you look up here, right, 23% life, it may be that for one of these items I would end up putting, you know, some life on it, like a plus 400 vitality, right? Because that's one of the things that this one's kind of lacking on, right? Like if you look at this, strength, vitality, resistance to all elements, right? Well, he's got the strength and vitality, but he's missing the all elements. Well, the all elements is this one here, right? So maybe what I should have done there is, I don't know. I like that 20% damage. All that, like, that's just, it won't become an issue until, let's see here, I go up another, how many levels would that equate to for damage? 20% damage. Yeah, I'd have to go up about 2,000 levels. for that to be, that 20% damage to be useless. And as I go up and level these gems up, that damage goes up, and so does this. So, yeah, really, eh? What's this all about? Yeah. But these are the minimums, all right? And what I suggest to people is that when you're playing the game, as soon as you're able to do something like a 30th level gem, go for it. Okay? 150 extra strength is quite a bit, because it not only adds strength, it adds some little bits to your toughness. Because then you're going to be able to do it for all your items.
I
Right?
waited 1500
So
years for this.
150
Should I return
times
to my slumber?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Right, eh? 1600 strength? Yeah, eh? Like, look at this. Excuse me. Now, if I could get a weapon like this for this one here. Oh, like, the thing is, look at this weapon. It's almost maximum already. 1000 strength and 1000 vitality is maximum. Right? 1940 is the maximum damage. Right? That's how lucky a drop that was. Yeah, even a guy that was like 2000, what was he? He was 2300 2800 Paragon. Okay, like that's a serious player for a season. He was remarking that some of my equipment I got lucky drops. I told him though, I says I really worked at a lot of some of this stuff. Because I enjoy the game. I do. I enjoy a lot of games. It's kind of sad though about the Guild Wars 2 server.
Your skill has grown.
The population just died off.
I grow stronger.
I don't know what happened. There used to be a really big guild there, and maybe they moved. I see a couple of them around. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, what are we at now? Ooh, 5,600 to go to 2.5 million. Let's see here. Did I repair? Did I repair? Yes, I did. Okay, time for another one, and then we'll call it a night. Oop. There goes the mouse. Oh boy, 73. I've done an 82. See, the highest I've done is an 82 right now. That's why it's only showing the 83. Alright, we'll do a 79. Should get at least... almost out of money again. I went through like 10 puzzle rings. It's hilarious. Like about that would equate to about $1.5 billion in money doing this, because you see, you empower it, you get an extra chance at upping the level of the gem, right? So if you turn that off, right, you only get 4, but you're going to save 44 million. Anyway, actually, I actually don't feel like doing that right now. Let's see, 50, 70 for that. Okay, we'll do that. Better odds. Power it. There we go.
Are you strong enough to survive the trials?
Let's get up there. Look at him running away. Got it. Come on. I'm not waiting around for you people to die.
For cattle, guide my hand.
One of the things for an achievement is to get to this and do this soul, right? A lot of people have a hard time doing it, and so, like I say, one of the things you do is you lesser risk, level up your gems until you get your weapons done to 30, right? Then you can do your rings and amulet at 40, and you can go redoing your weapons, right? And what you're doing is you're just adding to yourself. And on that journey of doing that, you're going to level a few more times, adding stuff to yourself, etc., etc. Not really do that. You know why I did that? In case of the explosion, I have about a billion. Oh, look at that. Where's that red thing gone? It was red. It dropped. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? You bastards. I just lost where'd it go? Where'd it go? I saw that. It was red. No. Maybe it was just the way the light was. Because if you see a red line, what that usually means is a primal. That's one of those real special ones. The stats come out max, right? Instead of a randomized bit here or there. Whoa. This is hard to control, boys.
The ancient smile.
Especially when I want to do that. Not get caught in the explosion. Come on, you die. That guy died so hard, he's still alive. I've seen that bug a few times. It's like you kill it so quick the computer doesn't realize that it's supposed to take the pixels away or something. I don't know. Those shields, I don't need a shield. I don't know if I get you. Powers.
Your flesh is weak.
There he is. Time to die. The other thing about this, whenever that lightning starts, I get a 25% speed boost. So that really helps in doing things. That's another reason not to take the conduit anymore from one of those pylon things. Get things done far quicker. Oh, I hate these guys. There we go. Dead? No way. Okay. That was bizarre. Oh, there's the big guy. Here you die. That was easy. You're asking, how do you kill that so fast?
I can't carry anymore.
Yes, you can. You just can't carry any of the blood shards anymore because I'm maxed out. I have no need for them.
I'm overburdened.
I may be able to help you.
I may be able to help. So you get 5. You get 3 plus 2 instead of 3 plus 1. Now, if I were to use this gem on something, and that's the other thing, is you can put these gems in your inventory and use them on newer other characters. So you use this guy to go and make, you know, level 80 gems, which is an extra 400 of any ability, and you can go over and you take your wizard and you can get some ancient items there for him, and then put 400 extra intelligence on it, and woo! Off you go.
I can't pick up anything else.
I can't pick up anything else.
I need to go back.
To go back. Yep. Over here.
Well done, champion.
Well done, champion. Yes, 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 yes. So I see the numbers on the Destiny 2 game are down about 10 or 12% from when it first started. That'll be people realizing once they get to the end game that there's not so much to do, and the game is geared a lot towards higher end hardware, and yeah. I will say this though, Warframe's numbers are way down. They used to be concurrently about 60,000, 50,000. They're now down to 30. Anyway, okay, let's repair. So that's what I do. I just sit here leveling gems and continually doing that, and this little bar goes up and up and up and up. I didn't get to do that today because I got engaged with some uneducated human beings that needed proper education, and yeah. And whenever I'm actually insulting somebody, I always try to be clever about it, okay? Like, if I wanted to tell you that I felt you were stupid, I wouldn't say you're stupid, okay? What I would do was I would go to where the world has done a study and take statistics on regions, countries, etc., on math, science, and reading, and I would go, oh, what country are you from? Here you go. Your rank what? 30? Well, I just happen to be in one of them top 10 countries. I feel good about that. and most of these people don't know what to do with that, right? What are they going to do, right? That's what I mean, eh? That's what knowledge is about. That's the power of knowledge right there. What is the next thing the guy call me? He starts trying to call you names, eh? And doing it on YouTube, right? And I said, hey, he calls me a name. I says, you know, if I report you or someone reports you, you're going to get banned for what you just said. And he says, I don't care. I just delete this account anyway then. Okay. That means you're really relevant to a conversation if your intent was to come and cause trouble for people. That was another interesting one. That's why I say, you know what, guys? And don't worry about it. It's not. I'm used to these kinds of people. Okay. I would rather them be engaging me and bothering me than to be bothering you guys. Okay. I have. I've seen it all. I've heard it all. Blah 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 blah. Okay. I'm alive. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, guys. I gotta lay down. I guess I'll go back and see what some of these silly people. And the other thing to think is, if Google in a search engine, you type in Hong Kong, what did the guy originally get charged with? And 50 pages show up and tell you that the guy murdered his pregnant wife. I mean, why are you asking me where I came to that knowledge? Okay? I mean, all these places are reporting that. We should be rounding up those protesters and throwing them into a prison because they're backing somebody who likes to kill pregnant ladies. I don't know about you, man. That shit don't fly here over in North America. At least where I'm from. Or any other human being's planet. It's almost like that sick place Thailand, eh? Where all the perverts want to hide out and crap like that, eh? Makes you wonder, eh? You know, I had such respect for some people and they went and blew it by doing certain stupid things like this. Being hypocritical and unethical. It just goes to show, as soon as you start throwing money at some of these people, they bend right over and start becoming just as evil as everything else. That's why I honestly feel like I don't want to ever get monetized, so that there's never that temptation to just throw my hat in with the rest of the whatevers. And what gets me is, okay, I got like 320 of your or so are sub to me, right? And I want to give you a statistic. 75% of you are monetized. Okay? So I'm sitting here talking and playing games and shooting a shit and saying my piece, right? And I'm not monetized, right? And you guys are. Maybe I'm saying the things that you'd like to be saying, but are a little scared to. You know? Well, the big difference is that, hey, well before YouTube, I ran web servers, and I ran really big ones, okay? At one point, whoever I am, okay, I can tell you, and I can prove to you, that about anywhere from 12 to 14% of the entire world's traffic came through whatever I was doing, alright? So a lot of people know who the heck I am. They might be a little older, a little wiser. Hopefully a little wiser and smarter. Wisdom does not necessarily equate to having knowledge. It just means that you're... Well, yes, it does, in a way. Roundabout way it does. You have to have had the intelligence to be wise. Okay, I'm kind of rambling on here, getting tired. See, that's why I don't, it's another thing, the reason why I don't do a lot of the live streaming. I like to be able to have the control, that if I slip up and I swear something really bad, or I have a bad day and or somebody comes in, or there's some external whatever, I can just turn off the recording, edit it out, whatever. Okay, it's a lot less stressful than going live. Not that I don't care. I don't mind doing that. It's just that I can do a lot more with the recordings, and I'm gonna finally upgrade OBS. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this old copy though, because everything I'm doing works, right? And the last 3 times it's asked me to upgrade, they're fixing problems I don't have. So I'm wondering what's going on, right? It's weird. How can all these different problems be being fixed when I'm not having those problems? I don't know. It's another strange thing. And I get that a lot with some software. I don't seem to have the problem. Some people do, right? There was a game on Steam that I bought one time, which is nice. It has that 2-hour rebate thing, because I downloaded it, and they neglected to tell everybody you needed Windows 10 for it. Isn't that nice of them, eh? So everybody was trying to get a fix, and they were telling you there's a fix, and I says, listen, forget it, man. I am not going here. Okay? Forget it. Whatever they've done, they can own it. Give me my money back. You know. Now, mind you, if that happened at Epic, I'd be screwed out of my money, right? You know, like, hey, and this is part of the what I was trying to tell people they should be upset about. Get the features into that thing. Give people a way to get their refunds properly. And, you know, I'd say open up for some forms of review. Maybe make it Epic so that, you know, you're allowed to write 2 sentences of a review. Start there. Make it like a tweet, you know, almost, you know? A small thing. Okay? That way the person doesn't get to go on for 16 hours about his life story while he's telling you about a video game. Right? And like and what a lot of you guys don't realize is, if you go get the Unreal Engine and you look in the Unreal Engine area, you will see that they're adding some of these actual features there, right? And it says beta there. They want to test this stuff out, so they're using some of the developer area to test some of this stuff out, and they are adding features, guys. I mean, you know. But then they come around and they go, they're gonna let. I feel like I ought to jump into Fortnite and just start rambling on about all the causes in the world. See how long people want to put up with it, because it's not gonna last. That's sweet, you know.
One time,
For all the
I
good moves
miscast the
Epic's
charm
done,
spell,
and then
Sister
you know, you
Liza
do
was
that
fawning
one
over me
thing,
for a
you know,
fortnight.
that's gonna really
It was
irritate people.
mortifying.
I mean, you're gonna have a Muslim, a Hindu, a Protestant, a Roman Catholic, and I don't know, an atheist in a game one day, and they're all gonna flip out on each other. You know? And then there's gonna be every one of those versions, plus one side will be a Democrat, one side will be a Republican, and then the other side will be from a communist country, and so on, right? How do you get around that? You don't. You just say no and you can go to anybody's Discord, okay? One of the main things they're going to tell you right off the hop: no politics, no religion, because they've gone through it. Okay? Look at I should post a link to this guy's webpage or YouTube channel, and you can see what I said there in the thread. I was angry when I saw this kind of stupidity, right? I listened to him for about 5 minutes, and then I just went, this is a Warhammer channel? What's going on here? This doesn't even have anything to do with Epic Games. Excuse me? Pardon me? What? What have you to do with Blizzard? Blizzard doesn't make Warhammer games. I scratched my head, it's clickbait. I mean, you ought to move over to Twitch and get yourself a big set of, you know, tatas. You do fine, brother. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. I'm gonna go have a sandwich and I don't know, put in a DVD or something and just whatever. Go watch some old Star Wars or something. See you guys later.